Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Please don't forget to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. Thank you so much guys for always supporting the content I create in this channel. In today's video, we're taking a look at Haxorus from the Brilliant Stars set. I honestly have been trying to make this standalone build for some time now, and it just loses constantly, and I almost gave up, but now I think I've been able to cook up something that actually works. So let's take a look. Haxorus is a stage 2 dragon type Pokemon with 170 HP, 2 retreat cost, and it has no resistance or weakness. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Slash. For 1 colorless energy, it does 60 damage. And its second attack is Wild Axe. For 1 fighting and 1 metal energy, it does 160 damage, but this attack also does 30 damage to itself. 2 energy for 160 damage is actually pretty decent, allowing it to 2-hit KO most VMAXs that has 320 HP. But a big drawback to this really is the 30 recoil damage. 30 damage to itself may not seem like much, but with how the format is right now, decreasing its HP down to 140 HP or lower every time you attack make it really vulnerable to 1-hit KO from most heavy hitters. And because it is a stage 2 Pokemon, it makes it even more difficult to set up an attacking Haxorus right away after one gets knocked out. And not only that, you have 2 different energies that you have to have for it to successfully attack. And I think this is where I had a hard time putting together just the right combination of cards to actually make Haxorus usable. But I wasn't about to just give up. Especially, I wanted to try out this really cool yet frustrating mechanic unique to this Haxorus line, and it's actually its basic stage, AXEW. It has a pretty unique attack called Ultra Evolution. For 1 colorless energy, you flip a coin, and if it is heads, you can search your deck for a Haxorus and put it onto this AXEW to evolve it. So you can potentially skip stage 1 Fracture and evolve it straight into its stage 2 evolution. This is great because even without a rare candy or a stage 1 Pokemon, you can still evolve AXEW into Haxorus. However, I say potentially because it is dependent on RNG. If you are unsuccessful with your coin flip, AXEW will just sit in the active and it will be vulnerable to an attack, even get knocked out. And I experimented on the Glimwood Tangle Stadium to allow for a reflipping of the coin, but that didn't help at all. Not only did I not get the stadium when I needed it, in most cases you would just end up flipping tails anyways despite having 2 chances to flip coins. So I took it out of this deck completely. However, despite the drawbacks, when it is successful, it can instantly evolve your AXEW into Haxorus, you get that increased HP, and you can start attacking on your next turn. So going back to Haxorus, to resolve the recoil damage after its attack, I added 3 copies of Crystal Cave Stadium, which allows you once per turn to heal all of your Dragon-type Pokemon's HP by 30. What's neat about this is that you can just keep recovering the 30 HP every turn. And speaking of healing, I just went ahead and added the reprinted Freshwater set in this build. I know there are better healing options than this, but this was just an excuse to use it. However, after you attack, that will still leave Haxorus with 140 HP, which again makes it easier to get knocked out. So instead of me focusing on offense, I instead turned my attention to increasing my Pokemon's defense. So I added 3 copies of Pot Helmet Tool Card. Only Pokemon with no rule box will be able to use this, and this basically increases its user's defense by 30, which means it will take 30 less damage from attacks. So with this, even though Haxorus lowers its HP after attacking, your opponent will still have to hit Haxorus for 170 damage for them to get a knockout, or 200 damage if Haxorus has a full HP. So with healing and increased defense, Haxorus can actually put up a good fight. As for my other Pokemon, for consistency I have Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability, and a 2-2 line of Bibarel with the Industrious Incisors ability, which allows you to draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. Next, I also have Manaphy with the Wave Veil ability so we can protect our benched Pokemon from damage. And I also have a copy of Zigzagoon with the Headbutt Tantrum ability. If you play it from your hand to the bench, you can put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and you can reuse this ability with the help of the Scoop Up Net. This is great for finishing off VMAXs with 330 HP, since Haxorus can only deal 320 damage within 2 turns. That 1 extra damage from Zigzagoon may just do the trick so that you can get a knockout. As for the rest of the deck, I have Raihan. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's turn, you can accelerate 1 basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon, after which you can also search for any 1 card from your deck. This is just really great for energy acceleration in transition to setting up another Haxorus. Next is Bruno. You shuffle your hand back to the deck, then draw 4 cards. However, if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you can draw cards until you have 7 cards instead. I had Professor's Research in my preliminary builds. It's a great draw support, but oftentimes it meant discarding my recovery items like Ordinary Rod, which crippled me greatly for the rest of the game. But Bruno I think fits in a lot better in this build. Next I have 2 Boss's Orders and 2 Marnies, and the rest of the deck is pretty much self-explanatory. This Haxorus is a pretty interesting card. It's not going to win you a lot of games, but this is the closest I got to actually making this deck usable. If you're a fan of Haxorus, you can definitely give this one a try, but honestly, I don't think I can recommend this one, but I'll leave it to you guys to decide for yourselves. However, I did enjoy the challenge of making this Haxorus work for the most part. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Haxorus. Alright, so my opponent chooses to go first, although I do prefer going first with this build. We're going to start with an AXEW to go into the active. My opponent's going to mulligan, so that's good. That means we get extra cards. And we're going up against a single strike Urshifu VMAX build. And we got another AXEW from that. Nice. So my opponent has the potential to one-hit KO any of our Pokemon. So this is going to be a very dangerous matchup. So I'm thinking is just set up as much Haxorus as I can. So even though they knock one out, as long as we can hit them for like 160 twice and then Zigzagoon once, we can knock out a VMAX and get 3 prizes in exchange for 2. So that's the plan. I'll just energize my active. I'll get a Bidoof so I can set up a Bibarel. Consistency I think is going to be very important with this matchup. Use Ordinary Rod, get that back, because I'm just going to use Professor's Research to draw into more cards. And we got another Quick Ball. I don't think we'll need Manaphy in this matchup, so I'll just discard that and get another AXEW all set up here. And I'm going to try the Ultra Evolution. Dude, we got heads. That's insane. Crazy. So we get to evolve into a Stage 2. Although I don't know if that was a good idea because Haxorus only has 170 HP. If they can evolve into a Houndoom, which they do, they can just energize their Urshifu V. And if they have another energy, they can hit for 180 damage. Actually, with a single strike energy, it's increasing their attack even further. So that's 200 plus attack. But they're going to evolve into a Urshifu VMAX. I don't think that was a good idea because now their attack is actually going to be lowered here. Now, if they have 3 energies, they can only damage us for, what, 140 as of right now. But they're going to use Escape Rope. Okay. So I'll just switch my AXEW into the active. Anyways, we can't attack with Haxorus because we still need a fighting energy to get it attacking. And that's one of the other drawbacks to its attack because it's very specific on energy. Although, speaking of which, we got that from our top deck. That's crazy. I think I'm just going to evolve my active into a Haxorus. I can attach an energy attack for 60 damage. I mean, their Abomasnow is not set up yet. I can get a knockout off of this Houndour. It only has 60 HP. Although I have access to Boss's Order, I could probably chip away at the VMAX, but even if I do that, I'll still have to attack twice for 160 to knock it out, so I think I'll just get ahead in price and just knock out this Houndour while I can. Get a price for that. I think that was the best course of action. And they're probably just going to knock me out. They are going to evolve into a Houndoom so they can attach 2 single strike energies on their single strike Urshifu VMAX, which will increase its beatdown attack to 180 damage. Unless they use the Gmax attack, that's gonna discard all their energies. But again, like I said, this my opponent's build can just one-hit KO any of our Pokemon. And my opponent's also using the Scroll of Scorn, so we gotta watch out for that. And it doesn't look like they have any more single strike energy in their deck. And our Haxorus actually survives with 10 HP. That's crazy. Alright, cool. We got a Bibarel from our top deck. Let's heal it up with our Freshwater set. Although, that's not gonna do much, because even if we attack with the Wild Axe, it's gonna knock out our Haxorus. I mean, if we get a Crystal Cave, that'd be great. But for now, I think I'm just gonna set up my benched Haxorus, and I think I'll just use my boss to get this Abomasnow, deal 60 damage to it, chip away at it. When we knock it out, it might make a big difference in knocking out their VMAX in the long run. So hopefully they won't be able to get it out of the active because it has 3 retreat cost. Okay, never mind. They have a switch. But, you know, that's 60 damage, you know. That's 60 HP less that we have to deal with to knock out that Abomasnow. But now we have to contend with this Single Strike Urshifu VMAX in the active. Again, with a Single Strike Scroll of Scorn, we have to watch out how much damage counter we deal to it, because they could just use it against us. And again, with Abomasnow adding HP, their Urshifu VMAX can just absorb a lot more hits, and with enough damage counter, it can be even more powerful than their other attacks with the help of the Scroll of Scorn. They are going to knock out our active, and they're able to set up another Urshifu VMAX. But at least all of the Single Strike energies are on their active right now, so that means they won't be able to accelerate it on their other one. And we got a Pot Helmet from our top deck, so that's going to help us increase our defense. Let me just use Ordinary Rod to recover these 2 back to the deck, because again, we need to keep that lineup of Haxorus going. And I'm just going to use Bibarel's Industrious Incisors ability. We have another energy, so that's really nice. You can attach that to Fracture, use Marnie, and we can evolve into another Haxorus. That's good. And we got another Pot Helmet. Okay, good. So as of right now, we should be able to survive a lot of attacks, even if they use Beatdown. But again, I don't want to stack damage counter on their active, so I'm just going to use Slash, deal 60 damage. That's going to offset the HP that Abomasnow is adding to their Pokemon. So now we have the chance to at least 2-hit KO this, even their active. This is just very difficult matchup, especially they have a lot of HP. But at least we survived Beatdown, 130 damage only thanks to the Pot Helmet. We're going to heal back up with 30 HP thanks to the Crystal Cave. We're just going to use Professor's Research. We have another AXEW. We'll probably need that for sure. And start energizing it as well. And we won't be able to survive an attack here, so it doesn't really matter what we do. So I'm just going to use Wild Axe, 160 damage to their active. They're only getting 1 prize after they knock out my active, but we have another Haxorus ready to go to attack. So we should be able to knock out their active at this point. So, I mean, we have Zigzagoon. I don't know how much it will help us here, but we're just going to do our best. I'd like to thin out my hand so I can use Bibarel, but yeah, we could actually probably do that. I could just put a damage counter that's going to set a 330, that 330 to 320, but we have to deal with that Abomasnow at some point. So let me just get a knockout off of their active, getting us 3 prizes. And yeah, we're getting there. We're actually getting there. This is crazy. Yeah, the Pot Helmet definitely made a big impact to this build. I didn't use it in my preliminary builds. I just made a build off of this Haxorus as is, and it just kept losing. Especially, it does 30 damage to itself, 140 HP, and then it just keeps getting lower and lower, and it just, my opponent just easily knocks it out. So at least at this point, it can survive a lot of hits now. Again, with extra healing thanks to the Crystal Cave, we have 90 HP, 90 damage only on our active. I doubt it will survive another attack, but you know, we can certainly, you know, being able to survive an attack here and there is actually pretty good. I have 2 Scoop Up Net. I could probably knock out that Abomasnow by using Zigzagoon twice. So if I hit it for 60 damage, if they can't retreat it because it has 3 retreat cost. I mean, increasing my HP could help me survive an attack here and there, especially if they can't retreat Abomasnow. I can heal even further, and that's just gonna help me to survive another attack. So we'll just chip away at this Abomasnow. We can use Zigzagoon twice with the Scoop Up Net, and hopefully we can get a knockout off of this Abomasnow with Zigzagoon and still be able to attack the next turn. So we got a rare candy. That's crazy. So we got another Haxorus line going here. I think we can do it. Let's heal with the Crystal Cave first. I can't believe we're winning, dude. So let's chip away at this guy. Use that one more time. We get a knockout, 1 prize. So we don't even have to get a knockout off of this Urshifu VMAX, although that might be what we need to do. So let me just get rid of this, get another AXEW. We have another rare candy, so we can evolve into another Haxorus without having to use the Ultra Evolution attack. And we got a Raihan. That's gonna be the key to our victory here. I think we're just gonna use Wild Axe for 160 damage. Without another Abomasnow, we should be fine. They still need 4 prizes to win this match. We have a Metal Energy to attach onto our other Haxorus. They're just gonna use Beatdown, and they can't even knock it out. It survives with 10 HP, and that's what I mean with that pot helmet. I'm telling you, it just made a huge difference to the usability of this deck. So we're gonna attack for 160. It's very difficult to win against our opponent. They're just bulky, and they're also using Stone Energy to decrease our attack. So one more hit though. It doesn't matter who they put in the active at this point, unless they evolve into another Abomasnow, adding HP to their Pokemon. But if they don't retreat their Single Strike Urshifu, that's gonna be game. They're gonna get a knockout. But I can't believe we won that. That is insane, dude. There you go. Haxorus, guys. Good game. Wild Axe. And we're just going to win this game. Take it home. Wow, unbelievable. Good game, man. Good game. All right, moving on to our next match. We will be able to go first, which is really great. And 3 AXEWs to put into play on our very first turn. That is really great. Again, dealing with a stage 2, you do want to set up its basic as soon as possible so you can evolve as soon as possible as well. We do have access to Quick Ball, so I'll just get rid of the energy. That sets up for Raihan later on. I'll get a Snorlax, use Switch, and then I'm just going to Gormandize. Try to use your Scoop Up Net sparingly, because you can use that for your Zigzagoon to reuse its ability, because that extra chip damage goes a long way. So if you can add extra Scoop Up Net in your deck, I definitely recommend it. But if you don't have that much Scoop Up Net, use it sparingly. And I'm also using Bruno at this point in time. I switched Professor's Research with Bruno, because Professor's Research, although it's a strong support, it just sometimes discards a lot of really useful cards that I really need. And it just didn't work out, I don't think. I think Bruno is the best alternative to Professor's Research in this particular build. So my opponent's using a Rapid Strike build. They have 0 RV in their active right now. And they are also using a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So we definitely need Manaphy in this matchup so that they can't damage our bench. Let me just set up and evolve a Haxorus this turn. Energize it, and then we can use Gormandize to draw into more cards. Hopefully we can draw into a Quick Ball or something so that we can get our Manaphy set up. So we got 2 Quick Balls, so that's good. We can set up our Manaphy. I don't think my opponent can attack here, because 0 RV requires that one of their Rapid Strike Pokemon attack the previous turn so that it can hit the bench. And also their Rapid Strike Urshifu needs to evolve into a VMAX so that they can use their Gmax. They also need 3 energies, 1 energy to attach, and also the Rapid Strike energy so that they can use the Gmax Rapid Flow. But I don't think they can set it up just yet, unless they have like a Melanie or something like that. But we should be safe. We should be able to get another turn here, set up our Manaphy, and protect our bench from any damage that they deal. So they're going to switch their Urshifu in the active, and they're just going to use Strafe. Okay. And they're going to switch back to Zero Aura V. That actually fulfills the requirement of Zero Aura V's attack. Having been able to attack with the Rapid Strike Pokemon, they can now hit our bench. But thankfully, we have Quick Ball, we can get Manaphy, and now our bench is well protected. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. I can get my Snorlax out of the active using Scoop Up Net. Then I'll just promote my Haxorus. We should have another Bibarel in the deck, so I'll just set up a Bidoof, and then I'll just use Slash. That does 60 damage to their Zero Aura V, and it puts it within knockout range. All we need to do is find a Fighting Energy. We should be able to knock out the Zero Aura V, get 2 prizes for that. So they are going to evolve into a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Again, we don't have to worry about bench damage, and we should be able to tank a hit or 2 because Gale Thrust only does 150 damage, and their G-Max Rapid Flow, we have our bench protected, and it's only dealing 120 damage to our active. So Haxorus should be able to tank hits from Rapid Strike Urshifu V. And they're also using Empoleon V, which is actually pretty neat. That does turn off Manaphy's ability, but only if Empoleon is in the active. For the meantime, we're going to evolve into Fracture. Put Pod Helmet there. And then I'll just use Marnie. Because using Bruno is going to be useless. We're going to draw into 4 cards. But at least this time, with Marnie, we can shuffle our opponent's hand and also draw into 5 cards. So we got a Zigzagoon. That extra chip damage on their Urshifu will make a big difference. So now we can 2-hit knock it out with 2 hits from our Haxorus. 160 damage twice. We'll be able to knock out their Urshifu VMAX. We are still missing a Fighting Energy, so all I could do is just deal another 60 damage to their Zero Aura V, but that's alright. Okay, they're gonna put another energy on their Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. They can retreat with their Zero Aura V. They can Gale Thrust for 150 damage, but that's okay. We have Raihan, so that's good. So we can accelerate a Metal Energy, and then we can grab a Fighting Energy that we desperately need here. So we'll put this Fracture in the active. We can evolve into Haxorus. We can use Raihan, accelerate Metal Energy, and then get a Fighting Energy that we so desperately need. We can use Bibarel to draw 1 card. 1 makes a big difference, right? And then we're just going to use Wild Axe. 160 damage. It does 30 damage to our Haxorus, but we are okay because we have Pod Helmet that reduces attack damage by 30. So even though we have 140 HP right now, even if they use Gale Thrust, they're only hitting for 120 damage to our Haxorus. So it's going to survive an attack, and that puts their Urshifu in danger because we will be able to deal 160 damage to it. So Empoleon is, I guess it's okay. It's not so much of a threat. So our Haxorus survives an attack. We got another Pod Helmet from the top decks. That's really great. Just put Snorlax here. Could be a great pivot in case we are missing any missing pieces to get another Haxorus line going. And then let's see what we could do here. We use Industrious Incisors to draw 1. Okay, cool. We got Crystal Cave that bumps out their Stadium. We can heal for 30 damage, so we can attack for 1 more turn with our Haxorus, and that actually helped out a little bit. being able to heal 30, because if we attack last turn, that's gonna knock out our Haxorus. But now, because of the Crystal Cave, we were able to heal that 30 damage. So we were able to attack for 160 damage without having to worry about our opponent getting another extra prize. They are using Avery, which is pretty popular nowadays. It's being used by a lot of players in their decks. But at least we can spare our Zigzagoon. If we can use Ordinary Rod to get it back, we can actually reuse Zigzagoon to deal that chip damage on one of their Pokemon. They're gonna attack with Empoleon V, and they're gonna transfer 1 energy to their other Urshifu VMAX. So as long as we can keep our Manaphy alive, I guess we should be okay. But just put Manaphy in the active. I'm just gonna scoop it up. Dude, we got a rare candy from the top deck. That is crazy. So I'm gonna get a Haxorus, our last one from our deck. We can evolve this. I'm hoping to get a Metal Energy here so that we can attack. Just use Industrious Incisors. There's the Metal Energy. And then we have our Ordinary Rod. I think what's more important is the Haxorus line, because we don't have any more in the deck. We definitely need another one to attack. So we'll have to set that up as soon as possible. We can scoop up our Manaphy out of the active, put our Haxorus in the active, put Manaphy back, use Marnie. Oh, that's a crazy, crazy combo there. And we got a Quick Ball. We probably need to set up our Quick Ball or our AXEW here, so I need to use Quick Ball. But which one to discard? I think I'll have to discard this one. I mean, I could draw with Bibarel, so, and we might need Boss, so that we can knock out their Urshifu, and I'll just deal a chip damage on this Empoleon V, and that puts it in knockout range as well with that 60 damage. Again, we can tank a hit or two here, even though they're using their Urshifu. Oh, dude, they're gonna target my Manaphy. That's gonna be okay, this could be a bad thing. Let me just evolve into a Haxorus here. We can energize, and then let me boss this. We can get a knockout, get 3 prizes. Use Industrious Incisors for 5. Oh, dude, we got Ordinary Rod. So let's do both. Get a Manaphy and a Haxorus, I think, and an energy. Okay, that's fine. Me bump out their Stadium. Maybe they don't have any more, and I'm just gonna get a knockout here. Get 3 prizes, dealing 160 damage. Again, despite that recoil damage, because we have Pot Helmet, we should be able to tank a hit here. We got 3 prizes. We got another Pot Helmet. I think we got this, man. They're probably gonna use VMAX Rapid Flow, and the most obvious targets are Bidoof and Bibarel. That's gonna get them 2 prizes, and then all they have to worry about is knocking out one of our Haxorus to get that last prize. But I don't think they can do any one-hit KO. None of their attackers can deal a one-hit KO against our Haxorus. Especially both of them will be set up with Pot Helmet. That's going to reduce their attack even further. So they'll need at least 2 turns to knock one out. And sure enough, that's what they target, both Bibarel and Bidoof. That gets them 2 prizes. But you know what? We have Boss's Orders on hand, and that's going to be game. Just gonna use Crystal Cave to heal, and we can actually finish off their Empoleon V Wild Axe to knock it out, getting us our last prize, winning us the game. That's crazy, man. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.